Next, we have a question from Josh T. He said, what sub-block scaling solutions are being considered?
All right. So actually, there are a few constructions like NG, Bitcoin NG, Prism, Flux. The Flux research paper, not the Flux protocol. Um, and Aspen also. Actually, I think, as 5.0 activation is coming, so it would be good to start discussions on 6.0 and, Subblock protocols, actually, a good candidate to be considered. So, research-wise in the first place, and then, it's probably good path towards better scalability and faster confirmation. So it would make sense to implement something in 6.0.
So in terms of let's say getting the community and the Ergo Foundation on the same page in terms of a path towards 6.0, what would you like to see that look like?
We need to consider applications, right, which will probably arise. It's hard to predict future, right? But we can make some guesses, and I think then what optimizations would be good in regards with core protocol, reference clients capabilities, and so on. Maybe EAPs, so some standards. There are some principles we need to follow also, like net neutrality. So even before there were some proposals, favoring some kinds of applications, others, and the core protocol should be net neutral, I guess. But also optimizations should be made, right, to satisfy most of all of the applications we might imagine. So it's about a lot of trade-offs, and it's sometimes simpler to talk about details, right? But also to consider the broad vision.
I like that. Neutrality towards the DApp layer. I think that's a good discussion for us to have as a community.
Right, and the protocol itself, should be net neutral, and from the space, we saw such terrible examples as Terra, right? Protocol Terra Luna, where application was tightly coupled with the consensus layer, right? So token issuance and so on, and that's caused at some point blockchain stop, right? So validators at some point stopped to generate new blocks, which is probably the worst thing you can see, right? It's unimaginably bad, let's say.
It's a weird space that's become like Thursday, It's like, oh, well, we shut down the chain for a little bit. Everybody take coffee break, and we'll be resuming shortly.
Yeah, then maybe restart or maybe not. So the central committee will decide. That's kind of bad joke, right? But that's the sad reality.
Yeah, It's beyond me.